Cannonball is one of those figures you can't help but love. He's a redeco of Cybertron Red Alert, and I think he's absolutely fantastic. This guy is a childhood toy of mine, and I just adore everything about him. The colors on the front are painted immaculately. The wheels and rims are also painted and pinned. Like, oh, marry me, Cannonball. The top of the roof is iffy at best, but fine. The Oingo Boingo skeletons on the side are absolutely amazing. It's my favorite detail about this whole toy. Now, he also has this insane logo on the top, which I think is like a prototype Star Seekers logo, which is pretty cool to kind of think about. The back does leave some paint to be desired, but when the rest of the figure looks this good, who really cares? Like, it gets away with so much on class and theming alone. Those clear windshields. And let's not forget, he's a Cybertron toy, so he does have the pop-out guns on the side. This is insane, and I absolutely love him. He is just a great time and one of these standouts from the Cybertron line, in my opinion. For comparison, here he is with Machine Wars Hoist, RTS Jazz, and of course Legacy Crankcase, a guy he'll share a mold with soon. This channel is supported by our YouTube members and our Discord. Link in the description below, channel member link on the channel. Thank you. Cannonball does not have any crazy transformation steps. That's kind of a lie. That's kind of a lie. He's a Unicron Trilogy toy, and some of those guys have some weird transformations, and he definitely has a weird one. Maybe I'm just normalized to it because I've had this figure so long. So anyways, to start off, you want to come underneath and flip out the feet from each side. Yeah, each side. So you're going to flip those out and flip this one out. And then right here, you want to fold in these wheels at the back. And that's going to get us started. And then you just want to bring this half down, and you want to kind of separate the trunk from the rear side and collapse these all together. And that's going to form the legs. I have never seen another Transformer do like a split thigh combo. From here, you want to pop the backpack up, wiggle it free and pop it up. And then you kind of want to just wiggle the arms out. And I'm being a little more careful with the arms because there's a lot of clear plastic in the arms. And I fear more about his clear plastic than I do the gold plastic. From there, you can just kind of unroll the arms. And I think you're supposed to pop out the doors, but I'm not going to do it. And separate the legs here. So, boop, like so. Fold these pieces down. Come to the backpack and set it up and pop. Oh, hang on. I can get the head. Pop up the head. And there we go. There is Cybertron Cannonball in his robot mode. And what a cool robot mode this is. This deco looks so good. There's a couple figures that really like that the repaint is really the better version. And Cannonball 100% I think is one of those repaints. Robot mode on Cannonball is just as stunning as his vehicle mode, if not a little bit better. He looks so cool. The head sculpt is a simple redeco to kind of give him like this eye patch look, but it almost looks like a scouter as well. He has this really nice detail, and mine is a little loose in the joint, so if some of the poses aren't amazing, that is kind of why. It's because he's a little floppy. That doesn't mean he can't pose though. He has some fun accessories like his claw weapon, which can store in his leg because he's full of gimmicks. It's Cybertron. It's Transformers Cybertron. This is the heyday of gimmick toys. Again, the Cyber Key does work in here. And let's talk about unintrusive gimmicks. The backpack just containing the entire gimmick is really, really nice. And those shoulder cannons do pop up with as much force as they always have. He's a nice looking figure and definitely the best use of the Transformers Cybertron Red Alert mold, which I think is a theme for Cannonball. He is 100% definitely the best use of every mold he's ever used. For comparison, here he is with fellow Star Seeker Lockdown, Mercenary type Double Dealer. Here he is with Machine Wars Hoist, with Legacy Bumblebee, and Legacy Windblade for some modern comparisons. You can see he's about the same size as Windblade here. And channel mascot, Laserfire, and Shattershock. Articulation on Cannonball is pretty good, especially for the time. Like, he's not bad by any standards. He has a swivel at the head, which is pretty good. He has ball jointed shoulders, which were pretty standard at the time. Mine are extremely loose because he is a childhood toy, so he's kind of run out on the joint department. The doors here are on double hinges, so they can't get out of the way. Do be careful. The doors are clear plastic, and his shoulder ball joints are clear plastic, so do be careful. He has a 90-degree at the elbow, and then his wrists can fold up, which are, you know, non-points of anything really. From there, he has no waist articulation, but these pieces do move forward, and he can get his leg all the way up, and get his leg all the way back if you move the backpack out of the way. His legs can also go out extra if you move them like that. So, which is like, that is his intended hip. That is how his hip. It's not supposed to be like that. That's his vehicle mode configuration. His legs are supposed to be splayed. And then he has a 90 at the knee, which is kind of impressive considering how his legs work. So he has 90 at the knee, and then he can tilt his toes a little bit. No ankle tilt, but he can toe tilt, which is interesting. So overall, pretty decent articulation, and then of course he has gimmick. We can't not talk about a Cybertron toy and not talk about gimmick. His gimmicks are his alternate hands. So he's supposed to have a hammer in here. I don't have it. It's just a block. The more fun accessory, and the one that Hasbro seems to agree is the more fun accessory, is the claw. The claw. And you can take that out and simply slip it over his gun hand, and there we go. We have a claw. Wee claw. And it is articulated, which is fun. I don't think the new one is. And of course, what is a Cybertron toy without their cyber key? He's an Earth cyber key because he's a redeco of Red Alert. And you just pop it in there, and it gives him crankcase shoulder cannons. Wow. I actually, like a year ago, before the new one got like leaked, I said that they could do crankcase into Cannonball purely on the shoulder cannons and the kind of similar chest details, and it seems like Hasbro thought the same. So, you know, I'm taking claim for Cannonball. I brought Cannonball into existence. I'm taking claim for that one. But yeah, love Cannonball. This is a great toy. If you don't have it, definitely like look around for him, because he's not expensive at all.
I have a lot of nostalgia for Cannonball. I got this thing as a kid, and I loved him ever since the moment I opened him. He's one of those characters that's like ingrained in my memory, you know, like you take him to the playground and you get to do a bunch of adventures with him. You do a bunch of like little kid, like Transformer playtime on the floor. Cannonball is that guy for me. He's a random repaint, a nobody character that is stuck in my mind and has ascended to like a little bit of infamy because he's also like the Starseeker and he was in BotCon and all that good stuff. And unlike Scourge, who I do have a lot of nostalgia for, Cannonball I actually owned as a kid, and this is still my childhood one, and I'm very excited for a new one because Cannonball is just the standout character from my childhood. And I know that we all have that random repaint we got as a kid and we absolutely stan. Cannonball is that for me. So anyways, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been Bot's Obsession.